Welcome to Baz Travels. After driving 14,826 kilometers through 24 states and Washington, D.C., I've seen rocket launches to the Grand Canyon and Hoover Dam. I've explored Route 66, ghost towns, deserts, snow, and beaches on both coasts. From Vegas casinos to Alcatraz, the White House to Hollywood. Join me for a journey of the ordinary and the extraordinary.
Loading destination. Simulation starting in 3, 2, 1. To look around, move your phone or tablet. Click and drag if on a computer or move your head if using a VR headset. Please like and subscribe.
This part of the Ghost Town Museum focuses on domestic interiors, the private spaces where everyday life actually happened. These rooms show how people lived once the doors were closed and the street activity faded away. The interiors are arranged for function, not display. Dining tables, bedrooms, sitting rooms, and work areas are set up the way they would have been used daily. Furniture placement, worn surfaces, and room layouts reflect routine rather than presentation. Differences in wealth are visible immediately. Some rooms feature patterned wallpaper, framed artwork, rugs, and matching furniture. Others are simpler with fewer possessions and more open space. Status wasn't advertised publicly. It showed up quietly inside the home. Family life shaped these spaces. Cradles, toys, desks, and shared sleeping areas point to households built around children and multi-generation living. Rooms served multiple purposes throughout the day, and privacy was limited. Homes were compact and constantly in use. Household labor was continuous. Sewing tools, irons, wash basins, and storage containers show how much time was spent maintaining clothing, food, and living space. Nothing was disposable. Items were repaired, reused, and adapted until they failed completely. Printed material appeared throughout these rooms. Newspapers, books, and photographs are part of the living space, not confined to public buildings. Newspapers were read repeatedly and shared. Photographs anchored memories and identity inside the home. Personal objects add another layer. These were not temporary camps. People expected to stay. Homes were organized to support stability, routine, and continuity, even when resources were limited. What stands out is order. Interiors are structured and deliberate. That order wasn't about comfort alone. It was a way of maintaining control in environments where much of life was uncertain. These rooms challenged the popular image of the Old West as chaotic or short-lived. They show repetition, planning, and long-term intention. Meals were prepared, children were raised, news was followed, and standards were maintained. This part of the museum shows the West at its most ordinary. Not dramatic or lawless, just daily life, organized carefully inside homes built to last.
Settlers were beginning to make the first thrusts into the new land beyond the Mississippi. Yet the West was so vast, so unexplored.
Simulation terminated. Please comment, like and subscribe.